Hello and good morning, everyone. Carlton Hoskins back with you. I'm going to teach you some information about ChatGPT 4 and the ChatGPT 3.5. You can use both of them in what I'm going to show you. Basically, what I'm going to focus on today is how to use ChatGPT to help you grow your business. Now, again, you see a lot of stuff about how to create content using specific prompts, how to create posts, how to help it create videos and scripts and books and ebooks and articles. Okay, all of that is great, and that's going to be necessary in your business. For those of you who are that's your focus, you're a writer, you're a copywriter, whatever you do, and you need to replace your time, get back your time by using ChatGPT, great. That's what you want to do. But if you're building a business, and I'm talking to the entrepreneurs, the business owners out there, specifically those who are generating less than $250,000 a year, there are some things that you need to know that ChatGPT can absolutely help you do. And this means helping you write your business plan, help you build your business operating model, help you write your one-page business plan, help you do your SWOT analysis. There's a boatload of things that it can help you do. In fact, there's about 20 building blocks inside of a life cycle stage for a business. And inside those building blocks, ChatGPT can help you do about 99% of them. And I'm just going to talk about it. I'm going to show you how to do it. So let's just jump right in. I'm going to one of the things that I'm working on right now. This way you get to see it in action. All right. So here we go. Let's just open this up really quick. Let's make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. Great. So here are my tools that I combined together. Number one, I'm going to use the ChatGPT. As you know, this one is on 3.5. I'm going to use 3.5 for this demonstration because I know some of you do not have the 4.0 or don't have the Pro. Of course, you can go down to Pro if you have it. I'm going to just stick with 0.5 just to show you. Now, GPT-4 is going to give you more information. It's going to sound more like a human, if you will, and it's able to retain more information as you're keying into your chats. So number one, if you're new to the ChatGPT platform, here's what you're going to do. You're going to click on this button here, and you're going to create what's called a new chat. Typically, chat windows over here that are files, if you will. This is where you've had different conversations. So you can put different conversations in different ones. But if you're talking about your business, you want to keep it all inside of one chat, okay? Why? Because it remembers the information you've shared with it. And if you saw my video yesterday, how we were going down this example of creating a business, how it just starts filling in the information that you've already previously had a discussion with. Okay, great. The second thing that we're going to do is we're going to bring in Pillar 5. Why? Because it's an automated business lifecycle coach. I love when you can bring two pieces of automation together, right? With the business lifecycle growth system that they have, it actually has every step that the business owner needs to take. It's a roadmap, it's a GPS, it's a step-by-step instruction manual, paint by numbers, if you will, for growing a sustainable and a successful business, right? It's the first of its kind, but it's awesome and it's absolutely amazing. I love it. So here's what we do. I'm going to go in because I already have an account. If you don't, by the way, let me just back up, hit try free, get it for 7 days, use it, and then you can get it for lifetime pricing, all of that. You'll go check it out. Don't worry about it. Now, over here, I'm actually inside of the tool. This is what it's showing me. This is my benchmark. First of all, let me kind of back up so you can see where I'm at. See, that's me. Hi. Yep. So I'm telling you the truth. And then it shows one of the companies that want sustainability, but they're actually in the startup stage, right? So confusing. What stage am I in? Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I'm going to get down to the meat and potatoes of it. Here's all of the steps that a business owner must go through in order to get their business to maturity. You want to build a big business? This is how you do it. You want to be a mom and pop local office that makes just a little bit of money a year? You can pay your bills? Yeah, this isn't for you. If you're trying to build a big business, a national brand, an international brand that's recognized, whether you're doing life coaching, you're starting a new business, you have a new idea, this is the way you want to go. Now, let me just come on down. First thing that I need to work on here, and it's not the first thing, it's going to give me each step that I need to do at the right time in the right sequence. So many things I've already done. This is the thing that I'm working on now. Cool. So it says, have you developed a business operating model? Now, in fact, we have. So I'm just going to go through it with you rather than just marking it and moving on. I want you to get the experience of what we're going to do. First of all, this thing is going to tell me, what do I need to do? Have you developed your business operating model? That's either yes or no question. Very simple. Then it tells me why they are important. I can tell you, if you don't streamline your processes and you don't understand how your organization works, who your customers is, what your mission is, what your value is, you'd think of it almost like a business plan, but it's more detailed. Okay. Without it, you kind of get off course when you're trying to get to a big business. You can wing it, but you can't wing a multi-million dollar company. Okay. You just can't do it. Damon John says it all the time. It takes teamwork and focus. So here we go. Operate. You can check out this video. It goes into a video. There's an operating model quiz. There's more resources on the bottom. Cool. I'm going to go right to ChatGPT because this is a lot of time that I would have to spend checking out this video. And I say a lot. This video is probably 5 minutes. Okay. What I could do is I can come into ChatGPT, and number one, if I'm in your shoes and I don't know what a business operating model is, I'm going to find out. I'm going to let ChatGPT talk to me and tell me. So I'm going to go, what is a business operating model? Boom. It was going to tell me. So I'm going to get everything that I need to know right here from ChatGPT. And you'll see it starts breaking it all down, right? Next thing that I want to do, because remember, this was super fast, look, just as fast as we did that. Now I want ChatGPT to help me build one. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT, and this is my go-to in prompts. I always ask ChatGPT to interview me. Yeah, that's the secret. That's what I do. I ask it to interview me because I can feed information into this thing that I think it needs. But if I ask it to interview me, it's going to ask the information that it needs in order to produce the document that I want, right? Really simple. If I was writing a movie script, I would say, interview me about the movie. I wouldn't say just write this movie script, right? Otherwise, it's going to do its own thing. And that's when you get that robotic type of messaging that, Google and other places are starting to notice that people are using chat in their posts, in their articles, in their blogs, because they're just letting it talk versus interview me about it, right? So I think I've kind of made that point clear. So this is what I'm going to say. Please interview me about my business in order to create a business operating model. Now, that's the first part that I want. The second part that I want is I don't want it to just flood me with 100 questions, right? And I don't think it's going to ask me 100 questions, but I don't want it to just flood me with all the questions at once. I want it to ask me one question at a time. That's a true interview, right? Are we agreeing on that? Okay, cool. So we're going to say, ask one question at a time. Now, the last part that I'm going to do is make sure that it understands what I'm asking. So then I'm simply going to say, do you understand? Yes, I understand. Let's get started. Tell me about your business and what it does. There you go. It's starting. So it's going to keep going down these prompts. Let's go. Let's go down this. I'm gonna actually use my business, and we're gonna walk through this really quick. So tell me about your business and what it does. My business is a tech company that focuses on building solutions to help business owners grow past 250K, right? Without the need to fail first. Okay, boom. More about the specific solution your tech company offers. The solution is called Pillar Five. It is a business life cycle growth system providing step-by-step guidance through the business development cycles for sustained growth. Okay. More about the system, how it works for them. What are the specific steps involved in the business development cycles that it guides owners through? Perfect. First is That at first it let's say it um, has um, users take a business life cycle assessment to determine the correct life cycle. Second, it determines which steps have been neglected and provides a sequence of actions to move forward. And then lastly, it provides um, resources to complete each step. You can call those building blocks. Okay. I'm trying to be as specific as possible, right? I'm not just creating some, lemonade stand. So to further develop an operating model for your business, can you tell me about the target audience of your solution? So yes, who are the ideal customers, users, and customers? Okay, so ideal customers are. So you see how fast we're going through this? We just went through the product part. Now we're going right into the ideal customer. So again, use your information. If you don't know who your ideal customer is, ask ChatGPT to help you, right? So in fact, let's do that. Let's ask it. I need help identifying my ideal client. I think they are business owners who generate less than 250,000 annually. How many businesses? So let me ask, how many businesses generate less than $250,000 annually in the US? Right? Let's ask it. So here we are, 31.7 million businesses. Of those, around 26% of businesses are classified as non-employers, meaning they had no employees other than their owner. Among the non-employer business, the median annual income was 47,000. It's important to note that not all non-employers generate less than 350,000. And by fact, I actually know the number is 84.6%, right? I just know what that number is because I've done the research. Now, again, ChatGPT can help you do some of this research. It can't do all of the research. It can't go and pull all of the data, right? So there are reports you can go and pull to help you finish up what you're doing. You may need to reach for different resources. And traditionally, those resources are absolutely free. If you're using the Census Bureau and if you're using the SBA and the Department of Labor, you use those three places when you're building around your business and you can get data that is industry data, right? You don't want to start a business and you haven't done the industry research on it. Okay, great. So now we understand this information. We're going to keep it moving. So to help identify, so I'm going to say generate less than $50. So I'm just going to say thanks. Let's incorporate that information into my answer to the ideal client, right? Again, it's almost as if I'm just having a conversation with some, right? Based on the information we have, it appears that the ideal client for your solution could be a small business owner in the United States who generate less than 250,000. This would include many of the non-employer businesses that make up a large portion. Okay, so you see it going. Okay, so now I'm going to say continue interviewing me. So anytime you take ChatGPT off task when you're talking to it, you can always bring it back to what it's doing by simply saying continue interview me, continue from wherever that place is. So I'm going to say continue interview me. Sure, happy to continue. Tell me more about the resources that Pillar Five provides business owners. Absolutely. Over 200 curated and these are actually how to videos from industry experts, and live Q&A sessions monthly. And well, over 20 hours of live QA sessions monthly. All right. Okay. So can you tell me more about the resources? Provides help us complete step of the cycle, for example, in the form of training materials, right? Good. Boom. Let's hit that. We got it. Thank you for providing information. Tell me more about how your tech company acquires customers through Pillar Five. All right. We use organic marketing. Um, organic marketing, right? Just keep it simple now. Tell me more about your company's organization. How many employees does your company have? What are their roles, responsibilities out here? All right. So our company is built on is an LLC. And by the way, what I'm about to write in here is absolutely true. If you have any questions about it, feel free to ask me. I'm happy to share this information with you. So check this out. Our company is built on um, 10 million membership units. Okay. For you guys, that's just like a share, right? So these are shares. We issue shares to our equity partners in exchange for their sweat, right? For their sweat, for their sweat, their work, their expertise, um, and time commitment, right? Now, these time commitments could be 10 hours a week, 5 hours a week, whatever that is. We give them the equity to do that so we don't have to pay for that service. In line, a part of that is they are aligned with our mission and they are on the same mission to help business owners. So by building that camaraderie, rather than going out and hiring all these experts to do a job and walk away, I'm actually building a team, a tribe around me of people who care about the same mission that I do. So we all drive toward the same goal. And again, using ChatGPT just helps it a whole lot easier because I can bring all this information together. So exchange for their sweat, work, expertise, and time commitment. We have various positions in our organization. Right, I'm going to just put things that you all know. Right, I'm going to put a CMO, CTO, definitely have one of those, CFO, CIO. Now, these are obviously chief everything, right? You probably don't want to use chief when you're starting out. You want to use directors when you're doing things like this, because if you happen to bring in an investor, a big investor who wants to bring in hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars into your organization, they're going to prefer that the chief titles are to someone who has been vetted. Okay. So it's okay to use that title, but you may have to change it along the road. It's recommended to use directors, director of marketing, director of copy, director of media, director of, use directors, and don't appoint yourself CEO. Change your position to president. And if you have partners, vice president, assistant president, whatever, but try to stay away from the chief titles. If you plan on getting funding, raising capital in the millions of dollars, right? If you don't plan on raising capital, don't worry about it. Use the chief titles. It absolutely works, right? There's just something to note, okay? So I'm going to stop there, right? I'm just going to just stop there. Can you tell me more about specific responsibilities of each position in your organization, such as CMO? Additionally, how is the decision handled within your organizations? So responsible each position. Okay, CM chief marketing officer, traditional. I'm just going to use this so we can get through this. Traditional role, responsibilities. Basically, I'm saying, and you may write this a little differently, and that's perfectly fine. I'm basically saying it's a chief marketing officer role. What do chief marketing officers do? That's what my chief marketing officer does, right? I don't need to go reinvent the wheel. So chief marketing officer, traditional role responsibilities as a chief technology officer, same thing, right? Chief technology officer, traditional role responsibilities. And what I'm asking it when I'm saying is, fill it in for me, right? Responsibilities, uh, chief financial officer and chief innovation officer. Okay. Please find these roles for me, right? So I'm going to tell her to do that. Here you go. It is going to break it down for me. I don't have to worry about going reading, go looking. Listen, these are the things in the back end of your company that needs to happen. They need to be done in order to grow your business. And many times we neglect them because it's just so work intense, it's so much research intense, but we can't move the needle of our company without this information. Otherwise, we're flying by the seat of our pants, right? We're trying to build the plane as it's falling out the sky. We're trying to untangle a parachute while we're falling out the sky. All those analogies applies to us setting aside the things that we don't want to do because they're complicated, they're hard, they take too much time, too much research, blah, 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 blah. You get it. Well, using ChatGPT to help you is only going to reduce the amount of time you spend doing it. Now, you've been with me for about 20 minutes so far. And I'm sorry it's taking us this long to get through this, but I can assure you that if you were doing this in any other manner, this would take you weeks to get done. Weeks, because you'd research it, then write it, and then edit your writing, and then you probably wouldn't like the way you wrote it. So you'd rewrite it again. And if you're a stickler like with me, it probably take you a month to get this out the door. Okay. So I'm just showing you how you can pull this off in an hour of your time. And I'm going to do this in faster than an hour, by the way. But I am kind of speeding through it. So just bear with me. Okay. So now we had to go through and drop in organizational positions. If I'm following Pillar 5 would have already told me what the organizational positions are that I need. And then it would have sent me into ChatGPT, which would have told me, hey guys, these are the people you need for your organization. Then would have asked me, who are the people I need? I could have just plugged that information in and it would already have the data. I'd be 10 minutes past this point already. Okay. I hope you all are following me. I know I'm talking kind of fast. If not, rewind it, hit me a message, drop me a comment. I'll be happy to share more information about it if I skipped anything. Okay, so now we understand who these roles are. It told me to define the roles. I said, nope, not me. You define the roles. You're the genius with all the data inside of you. And that's what it did, right? So cool. You can read through these and make sure these make sense. I'm just going to read Chief Marketing Officer. I think we all kind of have an idea of what that person's supposed to do. Responsible for developing and implementing the overall marketing strategy for the company. This includes activities such as market research, advertising, public relations, and branding. True. That's a fact. Okay, cool. Now you can have it more detailed. I can go to the bottom of here. I can click expand, right? And I could tell it to tell me more, and it'll can just keep on talking until I tell it it's enough information. Okay, so now we have all of this. What was the question it asked me? We have various positions back here. Let's keep going. For example, how many employees do your company have? What are the roles and responsibilities, and how are they managed? And then all chief positions are managed by the CEO, right? Okay. So here we go. We're going to drop that down there. Just go to the bottom. Oh, and by the way, if you click that, more about the technology system their company uses to support Pillar 5 solution in your overall operations for what type of software and hardware used. How are these systems integrated? Right. We can just say PHP, Laravel, hosted on AWS, let's just put that, right? I'm just going to put that. Now, technically, if you have a CTO, we have a CTO. I can call my CTO and say, "Hey, I got a quick question for you. What's the technology stack? What do we need to know about this?" So, to further develop an operating model for your business, can you tell me more about the processes involved in delivering your Pillar Five solution. For example, how is the business lifecycle assessment administered? Great. Um, us, Check this out. Pillar Five is a SaaS, and I'm not going to tell it what a SaaS is, right? For you all, it's software as a service. Okay. Pillar Five is a SaaS um, um, provided through a web app. Users pay a subscription to access monthly. Um, 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 Users can work at their own pace at any time of the day, night, or weekend from any location that offers internet connectivity. Okay, cool. Let's see what else it wants to know. Again, if I'm not answering it enough, it'll say, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. Thank you for sharing that. To further develop an operating model, can you tell me more about the customer support resources that your company provides for users? So, for example, do you have a customer service team that can be contacted? Customer service is supported by a chatbot, knowledge base, and help section. Boom, just like that, right? I'm starting to short my answer so we can get through this process. Thank you for sharing. Can you tell me more about the revenue model for your business? For example, what is the pricing structure? Okay, yeah, let's keep it simple. Our pricing structure is currently $97 lifetime access. Pay once, never pay again. And then the other part is or monthly subscription. At, let's say $20. $20 monthly, right? Monthly subscription at $20. Okay. Boom. Okay. To further develop, can you tell me more metrics and key performance indicators that your company uses to measure the successful solution on overall business? We use the number of businesses generating over 250,000 annually as our main metric, because our goal is to make the impact, right? Second is the reduction in the U.S. business death rate. We also, and you can do this, we also, a million times, we also measure how many users are active in our system. Boom, right? So I'm dropping information. I'm not going to go through this whole thing. We're not going to just build mine out particularly, but I'm going to give as much information so you can see the process. Okay, let's see. Can you tell me more about risk and challenges your company face in delivering the solution and achieving its goals? So now we're talking about SWOTs, right? What are the dangers, right? For example, are the potential legal regulatory issues, technological barriers, competitive threats? Our competitive threat would have been ChatGPT, but it doesn't threat. It actually helps the user. So technology barriers are technology advancements could become a threat, but currently being embraced to improve the experience. Are you all following me on this? Now I'm going to try to hurry up and get through this a little bit faster now because it's about 30 minutes in, and I know you. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, what are the long-term goals? How does the company plan to achieve? So, long-term goal is to reduce the business death rate from 75% from oops from 76% to 75%. Um, um, Now, let's just share this with the number of businesses generating less than 250,000 annually, sitting at 84.6%. What would be the economic impact of this goal? Okay, cool. So reducing the death rate, significant impact on the economy, business accounting for 74%. Okay. Um, so now I'm going to ask it, what is the financial impact if 1% of businesses started generating 350,000 K plus per year? So now it's going to take this information that I'm putting in and it's doing the math, right? So it's telling you, according to the Census Bureau, there's 31.7 businesses, 31.7 million businesses, 1% generating 250,000 a year. That represents 317,000 businesses. This was summoning an average revenue of 500,000 per year, right? We're still just going to kind of go back to 250. And I could tell it to revise with average revenue at 250K. That's all I'm going to tell it to do. It's going to go back and it's going to revise that. See that? So it's going to do the work for me. Again, these are the things that you're going to need to do, and this data is helping you, and its ability to remember is helping you tremendously. So I'm hoping this is giving you a good idea of how this works, right? So you can see the impact of $79 billion. Okay, so now back to the interview. I took it off course. Now we go, okay, please continue the interview. Remember, anytime you get off course, just tell to come back. So now, can you tell me more about the partnerships Collaborative Company has formed in order to support the growth? Okay, all right. And I'm going to ask it. Okay, let's stop here. Let's stop here. I'd like you to create a draft of the business operating model based on the information you based on the interview information. Okay? Boom. So there you go. So now it's going to spew out this business operating model, right? Check this out. So, based on information provided during our interview, here's a draft of the business operating model for your tech company. Your company's LLC, 10 million share units, issued to equity partners in exchange for sweat, work, expertise, and time commitment. So these are really quick and short. You can go in here, and business operating models aren't meant to be long-winded documents that's completely written out to the letter, because they require constant refinement, just like a business plan. It requires constant refinement. Every time there's a change, you need to go over here. If you add a new process, you need to go in there and change it. So I'm kind of giving you information about the whole business operating model in this conversation. But when you go through this process, you can be as specific as you want. And this is how it should lay out. What are your metrics? What is your revenue model? What's your growth strategy? What's your organizational structure? What's your product and service? What is your business model? This is stuff that you use when you're building your pitch deck, right? This is stuff that you use as you guide your businesses. When you have someone joining your organization, you should be like, here's my business operating model. Here's what our company is. Here's what it does. You want to join me? You want to join my mission? Let's go. They could read this document and get an overview of who you are, what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you plan on doing it, and how is it all structured. So I hope that's making sense to you. So that's a quick overview of just doing a business operating model. I could take it, ask it to write a final version of it in detail, and it will do that. It will spoot out. In fact, I'm going to do it since I said it. Okay. Thank you. This looks great. Please write this out as a final version. Now I wanted to do something else. I wanted to act like it is the owner of the company and it's writing this plan, right? Because you're the owner of the company, you're the one writing the plan. So thank you. This looks great. Please write this out as a final version. And I'm going to tell it, act like you are the owner of this company preparing this operating model. Simple. Here you go. Final version operating model for my tech company. So there it goes. Now it's going to take the information, it's going to take them out of bullets, and it's going to start talking to it in paragraphs. And you'll see the term our, this is going to give you the difference, right? Our tech company. It's not speaking to something that's different. It's speaking in its own possession. Our tech company is an LLC with 10,000. And of course, if you put the name of it in there, it'll put the name of the company in there. Whatever information you give it, it's going to accept that. It will break all of these down, as you can see. And if it stops, ask it, have you finished? Right? Before you say continue, a lot of people say, hit the continue button. You don't know if it's done for sure. So you just ask it, have you finished? Yes, I have finished. That's it. Perfect. If you hit continue, what it will do, it will confuse you. It will start writing it all over again. And you would think it's a long document when in fact, it just rewrote the same information twice. Boom. So with that said, you can go back to 5. If you're still with me, for those of you who are still hanging out with me, you can go back into Pillar 5 now, and you know you've done this. Estimated completion time, 1 hour. Well, that was 37 minutes and 49 seconds. And we are done. And now when I'm doing this in real time, I'm going to watch the video. I'm going to let it tell me what it all wants from the video, because this video is going to give me insights from experts who know how to do this with their eyes closed. This is what they do every day, business operating models. But if I was doing that business operating model with them, it would take me hours. And if I was doing this on my own, it would take me hours. So by implementing, what I'm showing you is if you implement your ChatGPT along with this, ChatGPT is able to move these things along very fast for you. And then I would go to the next one. Have you created a focus group to test your brand? Boom. You can jump right in ChatGPT. I can tell it, next up, I need to create a focus group for my brand. Help. I love when I can do that, right? I just feel like I'm talking to an assistant. Sure. Determine the purpose of the focus group. Identify your target audience, right? Recruit participants, blah, 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 blah. And look, I want to show you something. The reason I'm moving forward through this just a little bit so you can see this, I'm going to let it finish. Once it's done, I'm going to back up a little bit, and I just want you to kind of see what I was saying about staying in the same chat. It says, determine the purpose of your focus group. What do you want to learn from the focus group? What questions do you want to ask? What specific information are you looking to gather? Identify your target audience, right? If your target audience is small business owners, you might look for individuals who own businesses that generate less than 250,000. Now, you know, this is something that I said earlier in our interview. So it's remembering that data as it comes through. And you can ask it, help me find these people. Where would I find the individuals who generating less than $250,000? Where do they hang out? Are they on Facebook or on TikTok? Are they on Twitter? Are they on Instagram? Where are they on LinkedIn? Tell me where they are. It can help you as much as it can. So I'm going to tell you, I hope this video was helpful to you. I enjoy really teaching you guys how to use this and implementing this with Pillar 5. I'm telling you, that is my go-to. I'm going to mix these two together, and this allows you to move through these building blocks a lot faster. And the faster you get through the building blocks, the easier it is for you to grow your business, right? A lot of people say, oh, let's go get more sales, or let's go get more marketing. Yeah, you're going to need to do all of that, but you got to have a business structure. You have to have the foundation, or you're just generating revenue. And again, this isn't for the conversation for the hustlers who don't care about building a big business. If you care about building a big business, this conversation is for you. If you don't care about building a big business, this conversation isn't for you, right? But you can still utilize the methods, and I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video.